Oh, what's up, guys, and how is everybody doing out there? I hope everybody is doing well. Little overcast, rainy day here in Angeles City. You know what? Sometimes you miss certain things back in the States. You have a craving for certain things back in the States. For some reason, I have been craving a Philadelphia cheesesteak, an authentic Philadelphia cheesesteak. Well, today, old Philly in the Philippines is gonna go out and get some ingredients, and I am gonna make an authentic Philadelphia cheesesteak here in the Philippines. 4 ingredients. There's only 4 simple ingredients you need to make an authentic Philadelphia cheesesteak. Number one, you need a nice roll. Number 2, of course, you need meat, beef meat. Number 3, a white onion. You need white onion. Number 4, cheese. Provolone cheese, American cheese, cheese whiz, which I'm not a fan of, cheese. Those are your main ingredients. So today I am going to create a Philly in the Philippines Philadelphia cheesesteak, Filipino style. All right, the first stop and the first item we are going to get for the ultimate Philly cheesesteak in the Philippines. Our first stop is going to be Angel's Bakery. A roll is the key. However, you will never get a roll like you could find back in the States with that same quality and same taste. It just won't happen. However, Angel's Bakery, in my own personal opinion, has always had very good rolls, pastries. I've gotten rolls from them, I've gotten bagels from them. They're very good, made fresh. And so that is our first stop on making the ultimate Philadelphia cheesesteak in the Philippines. All right, so the next stop is to get meat. All right, first of all, a real Philadelphia cheesesteak has ribeye meat, thinly sliced ribeye meat. Well, in order to get thinly sliced ribeye meat or ribeye meat here in the Philippines, USDA has to be USDA. You're going to spend an arm and a leg. All right, so I've been turned on to this place by JR, Focus on Asia, small channel here in Angeles City that should be bigger than what it is. Go check him out, Focus on Asia. Anyways, he turned me on to this place in one of his videos, and the meat looked pretty good. So we are here right now. We are at 24-hour Kim's Mall, home Kmart. We are at Kmart. This place evidently just opened up. He had gone in here and gotten him some meat that looked really good. So it's time to pick up the meat. All right, guys, we got all the ingredients needed for an original Philly cheesesteak. You know what I was thinking? I guess anytime Philly in the Philippines cooks a cheesesteak anywhere, I guess it's a Philly cheesesteak, right? So here we are, the main ingredients, 4 main ingredients. Here it is. We got a delicious roll. We got the beef meat. We got onions, and I'm going with cheddar cheese. Hey guys, remember this. If you ever go to Philly and go to Geno's or Pat's, I call them the Hollywood cheesesteak places, all right? Are they the best? Nah, in my opinion, they're not the best, but they're the Hollywood cheesesteak. But you've got to remember how to properly order. First step, with or without. What does that mean? With means with onions. Without means without onions. Second step, know what you want. Plain, cheese whiz. I'm not a fan of the cheese whiz, but they do it there. Provolone cheese, American cheese, and sometimes they'll put an Italian sauce on it. I don't like the sauce. To me, that ruins the flavor. Third step is you gotta have your money ready. When you get up there to order, have your money ready to pay. If you got to wheel and deal for your money, wheel and deal in line for your money, but have it ready when it's time to pay. And if you make a mistake and you screw up, no big deal. They're not going to kick you out. You can go to back of the line and practice it all over again. So anyways, here we go. We're getting ready to cook a Philly cheesesteak in the Philippines with Philly in the Philippines. All right, guys, let's get this show on the road, shall we? I like to throw a little bit of olive oil in. I like to have my onions cooked, well done, not burnt. Some people like onions raw in their cheesesteak. Me, I like it cooked. Throw a little olive oil in there. Get my onions in there. Get them thrown in there. Now guys, remember this. This is the ingredients to a original Philly cheesesteak, all right? All the other fun stuff came later. You know, your mushrooms, your peppers, all the other fun stuff. It's all in what you like on a cheesesteak. I'm going with the traditional Philly cheesesteak. But I like to get my onions in there, get them cooking, and I like them diced up. Sometimes you get a cheesesteak and they got big chunks of onions in it. Not my thing. I don't like that. Sometimes you get stringy onions in it. I'm not a big fan of that also. But I got the onions going. Just give them a little spin around. Keep the heat on low. You don't want to get them too well done. But start my onions. Next comes your meat. You got to get the meat. Now I cut this meat up. You go to Geno's or Pat's, they love to give you like a steak meat, kind of like a thin layer of meat. I'm not into that. That's not my thing. I don't like it. A lot of other places cut up their meat real fine. I like to have it loose. That way, when I eat, I don't have to bite through it all. The rest of the onions in there. Like I said, heat's on low. You don't want to overcook the meat. If you overcook the meat, then it gets dry. Spread it out nicely. Get it cooked all over. This is very thin sliced meat too. It is not ribeye. Like I said, ribeye, you're going to spend a pretty penny here in the Philippines for a nice ribeye cut. Is it authentic? Yes. But as long as you got beef meat, you're good to go. Keep it turning, keep it flipped. Another thing too is a grill makes a big difference. You know, you are never going to catch that full flavor that you would catch back in America when it comes to a cheesesteak, because for the simple reason, the grills they cook them on, they're just seasoned. People have been cooking on those grills for a long time. The grills are just seasoned. So that makes another big difference. I'm using the non-stick pan to cook this meat up. I'll let it sit there for a little bit. Get her cooking some. Cook on low. I always say cook it on low. You can always add heat. So there it is. We're just going to let her simmer for a while. Let her cook for a while. Boy, it smells good. The onions smell good. The meat looks good. Everything looks good. Now we just got to wait for it to cook. All right, so there it is. The meat has been sitting, it's been cooking. I don't like to overcook it. I like to keep it, some people like it on the raw side. Some people really like it brown. That's not me. I like it like this, just really just so it's done. Looks good. The onions look good. Everything's good. I turn the heat way down now. Push everything on like a pile, like a little football pile, right? This may be enough for 2 cheesesteaks. Get it on like a nice little pile, right? Now it's time to add the cheese. So we're going to add the cheese. Like I said, I'm going with a Kraft cheddar, only because that's all we have. But I do like Kraft cheddar cheese. Now here's where you want to get creative. How much cheese do you want? Remember, it is a cheese steak. I like to load the cheese up. All right. Now some people will let it just sit like that and let the cheese melt in. Me, I take a pan, a lid, throw that on top, let it sit in there. Like I said, everything is on low right now. Everything's on low. I like for all that cheese to just get all up in there and get all gooey up in there, right? That to me makes a cheesesteak. You can't skimp on the cheese, right? What do you want? Provolone? Cheese whiz? Don't like that cheese whiz on it. White American cheese without, plain. Like I said, they put like a sauce too on it sometimes. What do you want? Onions with or without? But man, cook slow. Cook it slow. Slow cooking is the key. Waiting for everything to melt and get all that juiciness, all that delicious onion flavor, all that melted cheese in there. I know, you're going to go out and cook a cheesesteak now, aren't you? Like I said, I've tried many a cheesesteaks, not only here in Angeles City, but all around. Some are okay. Don't get me wrong, some are okay. Some are, some I won't even go back and try again. But they try, you know, they try. In order to make a good quality cheesesteak here, it's going to cost a lot of money, especially with the ribeye. You throw that ribeye in there, you know, it is going to cost money. Like I said, I've tried many. What better way to get what I want than to cook my own? So it appears that the cheese is almost melted. We're turning this stove off. Now the key is, guys, to get this cheesesteak in the roll. I got the roll here. It's already cut, all right? Cut your rolls. Don't cut all the way through. You gotta leave a little bit of the bottom on there. So when you put the cheesesteak in there, camera just shut off. When you put the cheesesteak in there, it doesn't go all over the place. So let's roll this thing up. All right, so the above camera pointing down at the stove, the GoPro overheated. Imagine that, a GoPro overheating. But I wanted to show you what it looks like in the pan with everything, the cheese melted and everything ready to bread up. Let me show you here. Look at that bad boy. That is one delicious cheesesteak. Now, I'm gonna have my assistant take over the camera and I'm gonna try to bread this thing up. All right, you ready? Let me get my bread. I got my bread. All right. We are going to bread this up. Like I said, slice the bread, not all the way down. You got to keep all the deliciousness in there. Now, I'm going to go with 2 cheesesteaks. So let me put this one in half. This is where it gets tricky and hard. But as long as you get it all in there, that's all that matters. All right. Look at that. Look at that deliciousness. Look at that deliciousness. I might just make it 1. Get all that deliciousness in there. Look at that. Get it all in there. We don't want to waste any. Look at that. That's what you want. You want all that cheese all through that meat. Look at that bad boy. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is, get all the, ooh, that's hot. Get all that deliciousness down in there. There it is. There it is. And I'm going to throw the rest of that in there. So, next thing is taste test. How is Philly cheesesteak, the Philly in the Philippines, made in the Philippines? How's it going to taste? Well, get ready. All right. Now we got to cut this bad boy in half. Show you all the deliciousness inside. Well, that roll seems really good. Really nice. Look at that. That is what a cheesesteak properly looks like on the inside. All that meat is all filled up in there. I did use the rest of it to fill this bad boy up. But there it is. There's my cheesesteak. Only one thing left to do is taste test. Here we go. Taste test. Mm. 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 Perfect. Perfect. Onion flavor. The cheese is spread throughout all the meat. The roll is really good too. But Philly has made the perfect cheesesteak in the Philippines. I can say that much. Like I said, no matter where I go in the Philippines or anywhere in the world, if I make a cheesesteak, Philly's made a cheesesteak, right? But very good. Like I said, very simple to eat. Or simple to make. You don't have to go out and spend all that money for all that extra fancy meat. Very good. Very good. That's all I have to say. I will be making more of these. I know I should open up a shop, right? Open up a Philly cheesesteak shop in the Philippines. Nah, I'll let that to the cooks and the chefs. So there it is. There is my take on my Philly cheesesteak in the Philippines. So, all right, guys, we'll talk to you later.